I could tell you the first day we met. You were doing middays at the time because you were already on air.
Okay.
They brought us in to meet the sales staff. And they were walking us around after we'd gone to go meet the sales staff. And our boss, Mark Adams, at the time was like, we're just going to pop in and see Kelly Kelly. That was Lauren's name at the time on the radio. We're just going to pop in and see Kelly Kelly. And we went in and you were just getting ready to do a break. You put your headphones on, you did your break, and you were like, Hot 95.7. And then you took your headphones off and you were so nice. You're like, it's nice to meet you. And we walked out. I'm like, we're going to be best friends.
Was it because I had bedazzled K's, pink K's on my headphones that I had back in the day? Oh, so your partner at the time was Brad Booker.
Yep.
And you guys had come from Evansville.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. Hot 96?
Yep.
Was the station?
We tried to stay in the hot genre. You know what I mean? If you gotta be hot, be hot.
95.7.
Stay hot.
And that was 2008.
Isn't that crazy? It was July. Because our first day was July 22nd, I think.
Okay.
And yours was like a week and a half or 2 weeks before that. We were babies. We were tiny little children. In our 20s.
Yes. Besides like friends that I grew up with in elementary school who I'm kind of acquaintances with now, I don't have a friend who I've had as long as you. Going from our early 20s to our late 20s.
A little later. little later 20s.
To our 40s.
I know. Isn't it crazy?
I can't believe it, Sarah.
And I think about all the stuff that we've been through.
Oh.
It was some of the honest worst times of both of our lives. I mean, genuinely, Lauren picked me up off the floor physically and emotionally numerous times.
I mean,
to some of the best times.
We had a great 2008.
We
did. We kicked it off. And then I think
2009
maybe
started
9
to go down.
and 10, it was just kind of our rough years.
10 was a train wreck.
Yeah, I don't know if people realize that not only were we co-workers at Hot 95.7 at the time.
Yep.
We were also roommates. We lived in an apartment together.
Yep.
And we were best friends.
Yep.
So you would be doing...
And in a domestic partnership with Costco.
Because we had to use that for a membership.
We did, so we could be together. Are you guys married? Yeah.
Yes. Yes?
Yes. I didn't mean to interrupt you. But yes, we really did. I mean, that was 2010. I lived with Lauren when my brother passed away. I found out in the studio.
I'll never forget that day.
You came on after us. I found out in the studio. And Lauren, I don't even know if you knew how important this was. There would be days that I would just get off work and I would come home and I'd sit on the couch and just drink beer. And Lauren does not drink beer. It's not her thing.
Well, I mean, I didn't like the flavor at the time.
Lauren would come home and I would just be sitting on the couch drinking beer and you wouldn't say anything. You would just sit down on the couch next to me and pour yourself a vodka or pour yourself another drink too.
Smear ice?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Ice yourself and you just sat with me for hours and we didn't say anything. We just sat.
You know, when I think about that in my 20s, I'm not good with those types of feelings in my 40s.
Yeah.
So when I think back in my 20s, how to process those things to my best friend, I don't know what can I say? I'm gonna sit here for you, Sarah.
Yep.
If you want to talk to me, you know I'm here for you.
Yep. And if you don't, we didn't have to. Yeah. And that was one of the best, worst years of my life. Yeah. I wouldn't have wanted to go through that and live with someone other than you.
2017 was when our morning show kicked off. Mm-hmm. And June of 2017, they created a gym in our building, in the radio station building, and you had to be an employee to get into the gym. Sarah is a runner, and Sarah was on the treadmill, and she comes running back after her running session. Lauren, I saw this hot gym guy. He was in there. He's on the treadmill, but I was, trying to run, so I was trying to get a picture. I got my feet.
I didn't want to be a creeper.
I'm not trying to be a creeper. So our boss, you sent him, you're like, you gotta go to the dude's locker room. Get up.
He's still down there.
Yep.
And he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't go.
So then they spotted him a couple days later at the deli and took a picture and brought it back up. I'm like, that's that guy. Mm-hmm. So I did what any sane friend would do. I printed out pictures with his face on it, put my cell phone number on it, and said, call me if you see this guy.
Throughout the entire radio station building, which is not only the radio station.
No, there's 20 floors.
Yeah.
And he came up maybe 30 minutes later, was like, am I in trouble? I'm like, your heart's in trouble.
So we had met my now husband Gabriel's brother.
Yes.
Avelio. And I'll never forget that day where he's like, look, I'm in a committed relationship. I love my girlfriend. And we're like, oh man, that really stinks. And he goes, but I do have a single brother. And I was like, oh, that's so nice. That's cool. And Sarah like, stop!
Yes.
Bring him up! And I was like, how old is he?
Does it matter?
Is he like a younger brother?
Yeah.
The next day they came to the radio station. And I remember looking at you going, big trouble.
Big trouble.
I'm in big trouble.
Because not only was he hot, he was nice and well-mannered and sweet and just had a good vibe about him. So I did what any good friend would do. I called B&B Butcher and I said I need a reservation for 8.
Because not only did Gabriel and I go to dinner,
I went.
but at the table right next to us was Sarah.
Yep.
And my now brother-in-law and his girlfriend
Yep.
and a couple of our other coworkers.
Yep.
And
You guys stayed and had a date.
Yeah.
I went to the Astros game with your soon-to-be brother-in-law and sister-in-law. We got up on the big screen, and you ended up falling in love and get married.
And that was that. And guess who married us?
I did.
You did.
I mean, like any good friend
yes.
would do.
My official officiant
Yeah.
at the wedding. Some of our viewers might know, how Parker's story came about. I mean,
Lauren took me to the doctor the day that we heard heartbeats and the day that we didn't hear heartbeats. Lauren took me out the days that we didn't hear heartbeats and celebrated when we did. I don't think that everybody knows how much of a part of that you were. I don't think that, not that you ever needed credit or wanted credit, but I mean, you took me to doctor's appointments for surgeries when I woke up and said things that Lord only knows.
she's coming with me now.
Yes, egg retrievals.
Yeah.
Transplants. Hysteroscopies. I mean,
Well, there's just no question. I mean, that's just what you do for your best friend. I mean,
I know, but I think about it now and the emotional toll that it took on me, and we just kept going. You know what I mean? We just kept putting one foot in front of the other, and you just kept saying, next time, next is gonna work, next time it's gonna work, it's gonna be okay, the next time it's gonna work, and then son of a gun,
it sure
it
did.
sure did.
It sure did.
Who would have thought?
I mean, God love Parker. She looks just like you.
I know, it's scary.
Stop it.
I mean, she just looks like looking at a little me, and I keep thinking to myself, if this is what it is now, I know what I was like as a teenager. Heaven help us all. Do you remember that time that we interviewed Britney Spears and those people threatened to floss their teeth with our spines because they thought we were terrible? Do you remember that? And they would be like, I hope you die. And their avatar was like, and I'm like, you're 12.
Hey, remember that time you got to interview Justin Bieber on this Never Say Never tour?
Yes.
Do you remember one of our very first interviews with the New Kids on the Block? And we got to go to Donnie Wahlberg's dressing room, and what did he offer us?
His Diet Coke.
An Advil.
Yes.
Why are you offering us these things?
Do you guys want to come to the dressing room? I'm like, yes. Do you remember when we interviewed One Direction and the Directioners chased me to my car and I had to hide underneath of it in the parking lot of the Woodlands Mall? And there's like these 13-year-old girls and I could see their little shoes and I could smell their little Bath and Body Works perfume.
Oh my God.
I think she came in here like they're gonna rip me to shreds.
Pick my feet up.
This isn't even my car. Do you remember when we went bowling with Justin Bieber and they took pictures of our cars and followed us because they put our license plates on Twitter?
That was horrible. Do you remember when Ed Sheeran announced that you were having a baby girl?
Yeah, I do.
We just can name drop.
What a crazy life we have. I think that you are amazing, gifted, and talented at everything that you do. So whatever you choose to do in this life, you will be successful at it. And I just think that you will continue to be the amazing you that you are.
You can bring me to tears.
No, you just are, Lauren. You are inclusive, not exclusive. You are caring and kind and giving, and you want the best for the people around you. You
don't think the same, Sarah Pepper, then you are sadly mistaken. Because the impact you have made on the city, on every person that you meet, I don't think that you even realize.
I'll always be a Houstonian.
Yeah.
And nothing is permanent. Nothing is forever.
I love you so much.
I love you too, Lauren. Taking her to Indiana.
Bye.
She'll fit in so well with the corn. Do you like soybeans?
The corn.